Good morning, you guys. It's time for the medical closet tour.
So you gotta breathe, 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 breathe. Let it go and let it be.
So there were two closets in our bedroom. That one, which we're using for clothes, and this one. Let me give you a tour of how I have it set up currently. Of course, with time, I'll learn systems that will function better for me, but for now, this is what we've got, and I am so excited that I just have a place where the majority of my medical stuff can live, and I can even close the door if I don't want to think about it or see it. And I'm really excited about it. I had a few different places that I stored things in our last house, and one of those places was in the bedroom. I need a lot of medical stuff when I'm in the bedroom, whether that's when I'm sick and I need access to all my IV supplies and my feeding tube supplies and whatever, or just like on the daily, I need the gauze for my feeding tube or whatever. So it works out really well that the closet is in our bedroom. And so it is a designated place. And there was a closet in the guest room at our old house that was great. I had these gray buckets. I had 6 of them all lined up, and I thought that that was going to be a really functional space for me. But it turns out that that closet was like, it was kind of a, you step up into it, but you couldn't really stand in it. And I'm learning now that I have this little room, well, closet, that I can walk into. It's amazing the difference that it is that I don't have to step up into the closet. So here we go. Here is the tour. So when you walk in, you can kind of tell how big it is because we all know how big these cubicle shelves are. So this is the space we're working with. And it is wonderful. It's so wonderful. Now, I did add a couple of things. These were already here. So that rack and this rack, these were all already here. And I brought in this cubicle, which I had beside my bed at the old house, but now I brought it into here. And I've already used this like workspace to fill up my Combler last week, and it was great. So this is kind of like a workspace, some random bits and bobs, and then my inhalers, and I don't really know where to start. So I guess I was saying these shelves were already here. This shelf I had on the back of the door in the closet of the last house for my IVIG supplies. So basically IV supplies, which I use most often for IVIG. And so we installed that rack. This was $20 on Amazon, and we ended up ordering a second one, which I will proudly say I screwed into the wall all by myself today while Peter was gone. So, okay, so here's what we have. Saline, heparin, the once a month heparin. These are sterile heparin or sterile salines for when you are using a dressing change kit and you need a sterile saline. I highly recommend asking for sterile salines because these say it right on the package, do not place on sterile field. They are not sterile. So then we have some extra sterile gloves, alcohol. These go to the IV pump for IVIG. These are my needles, my port needles, Tegaderm caps, and BioPatch. These are large syringes I use to take the air out of the IV bag, the needles that go with them, dressing change kit, and the IVIG storage bag. I transfer it from the glass bottles into this IV bag. So that's like my main IVIG storage stuff. There is extra stuff. In some of these bins here, I have IV supplies, like extra caps, like the little green caps when you're on IV antibiotics. Some sterile water that was left over. Just kind of like at the end of your IV course, you have extra stuff. So I have those supplies up there. These are some extra nebulizer supplies and that sort of thing. This is a box of feeding tube bags. I also have my other feeding tube bags down in these purple, really squished in here. I'm not currently needing to do nighttime feeds. My weight is really stable right now, so I'm really thankful that I don't need to have these super easily accessible. Whenever I do start doing feeds again, I do use my feeding tube every day for medication and I flush it, but when I need to use it for feeding, I will probably bring this. It's just like a Velcro bag. I got it for $1 at IKEA. And I would probably put it up here so it's easily accessible. But for now, I'm storing them down here. There's an extra sharps container back there. I really appreciated hearing Catherine from Do It on a Dime here on YouTube. Her organizational recommendation is for things that you need to access frequently, it needs to be the one step. Let me remember how she articulates this. The one step rule. So instead of having to open up a bin and take something out, maybe it can just be available here. I don't know that I explained that properly, but for me, this works as a one-step rule. It's easy to access and easy to put things away when I get a new shipment. But it's also, I was thinking as I was putting all these supplies up, for the time of my next shipment, I know exactly what I have and exactly what I need to request and what I need to request that please don't send me any more needles. I have plenty of needles. And this also makes me extremely thankful that I have all the supplies that I need. And it's just amazing. Okay, so I showed you that. This is just a bunch of random, well, the first tray is my Dexcom and blood sugar kind of testing supplies. My leftover, these are the Vertex medication cards. So these are all empty. These are ones I've already done. And then I just have some random pouches for whenever I need to pack medical stuff. So that's kind of a random bin. I've got all my enzymes on this. How satisfying is that? Ooh, yes. This is my sharps container. So I thought that was a good place to keep it. Again, because I don't need easy access to feeding tube stuff right now, there's the formula, here's my pump, and here are my enzyme cartridges. And then these are transplant papers, so I just keep that here for whenever my next transplant appointment is. I will bring that with me. And I believe my next appointment is in December. Okay, then we have this shelf. I have clean nebulizers in here, some extra hypertonic saline. This is the medication I put through my feeding tube. It is a liquid medication. And then I just have Tylenol and Tums and stuff like that. And then like extra, you know, vitamin C and that sort of thing. Symbicort, some of my extra like daily meds, that's Ursidile. Budesonide, which I used to use in my sinus rinse, and I haven't been using that recently. So I probably won't be having that refilled, but that's a conversation I can have with my team. It was basically just like, well, we could try this, and I didn't see a huge difference, but I know some people have. And then these are Zofran, and these are my Vertex pills that I obviously haven't taken yet. So these are here when I use up the next card. And then I have extra tubes in here. The clear ones are when I go to the hospital. I bring these with me. They're technically disposable, but they work many times. And then the blue ones go to my vest. My vest here at home. This is another thing of extra saline. Of course, it didn't all fit up here. So that's just another box of extra stuff. And then this is my feeding tube supplies, gauze, extra buttons, and that sort of thing. And then this is like my heating pad. And that is it, pretty much. A trash can and this clear bin, which I've been using while I travel, like in the car, not for airplane travel, but it has been so helpful. I really recommend it. I can see through it, I can see what's in there, I can easily organize things. And then in this bag is my IVIG, like blood pressure cuff and IV pump and that sort of thing. So that's ready for me. I do IVIG every 21 days. So that is a fast and furious tour of my medical closet. Like I said, I'm really thankful to have pretty much all my medical stuff in one place. For me, this is working for now. We've only been here for about a week, but it's working well for now. And of course, I picked up some stickers at the Dollar Tree. I mean, come on people, how cute is that? Yes. So I hope that gives you an idea if you have a closet you're trying to make into a medical closet, or if you're just curious to see what my medical supply organization is currently. Of course, check back in 6 months when I've redone everything. I'll probably learn, oh, I need that basket to be easily accessible, so maybe I'll put it on this shelf, and I'm sure I'll figure it out as I go. But the other, I guess the last thing that I've learned is I'm keeping my feeding tube gauze and tape in this bathroom drawer. It works really well for me after I've flushed my tube for the night. Then I just go ahead and put my dressing on in the bathroom. So it's working well for me, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. As always, we'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Ollie, can you say good night to everybody? Looks like you already said good night. Good night.